And they're telling us the winds will still be gusting between 25 and 30 mile an hour. Game time temperature going to be right around 58 degrees.
It looks a lot colder than what it is.
That's what I keep thinking. It looks nasty, but it's really actually not too bad. Meanwhile, the Indians looking to continue their winning ways. They've won 3 straight. Looking to finish out the home portion of the schedule on a winning note. And against the White Sox this year, been a pretty evenly played series. 15 games played thus far. White Sox have won 8. Indians have won 7. But the big story in the American League Central Division will be taking place tonight in Detroit.
Yes, it will.
If Mother Nature allows, where the Tigers host the Twins. Detroit with a 2-game lead over Minnesota heading into this 4-game series. And we'll have the latest from that series as Al keeps us updated from the studio all night long. Aaron Laffey has taken the field, ready for his warm-up tosses to face the Chicago White Sox. A White Sox lineup featuring 8 right-handed batters for Ozzie Guillen's club here tonight. Dwayne Wise, left-handed stick at the top of the order. Then Gordon Beckham, American League rookie, 14 homers, second best among the first-year players and leading the way in runs batted in. Carlos Quentin is the left fielder batting third. Paul Konerko DHing, batting in the cleanup spot. Alex Rios, acquired from Toronto, follows Konerko. Then Josh Fields at first. Tyler Flowers behind the dish, batting 7th. Jason Nix at 2nd. And Brent Lillibridge will hit 9th.
Aaron Laffey making his 18th start this year. Aaron's record is at 7-7, and it's because he has lost his last 4 decisions and does not have a win since August 16th. That came against the Minnesota Twins, so Laffey going in the other direction. Although in his last start, pitched a good ball game against Detroit, went 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, gave up 1 run, and he ended up taking the loss in that ball game. They did not score, so the run support for him has not been all that good lately. So we'll see if he can come back out and beat the White Sox. He's 0-1 this year. In 1 start, he pitched out of the bullpen one time against the Sox as well. Let's check out the defense behind Laffey tonight. It is brought to you by Honda, and it looks like this. Laporta's in left, Crow in center, Chu is in right. Peralta at third, Cabrera at short, Carroll is at second, Marte at first, and Marson behind the plate.
The umpires tonight, Todd Tishner calling the balls and strikes. Then Bill Hahn, the crew chief, at first. Bruce Dreckman at second. Paul Emmel down at third. So Ozzie Guillen and his club coming into Progressive Field. You see Guillen's numbers in his 6th season at the helm in Chicago. Now the wind and the pitch from Aaron Laffey. Over but low, ball 1. Now the 1-0. Down low, 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, one thing that you want to keep an eye on with Aaron Laffey tonight is staying aggressive and strike 1. That's something that he's been working on because he has fallen behind earlier or most of the month.
Inside corner called strike 2-1.
He was much more aggressive in that last start. He was matched up against Edwin Jackson, who's just had his way with the Indians this year. He gave up 1 run. That was a home run to Rayburn. And that was it.
Up high with the heat, 2-2, as Wise could not catch up to it. Definitely will be some changes in Chicago in terms of that ball club when they take the field in 2010. Back up the middle. Laffey got a piece of it. Karams to Carroll, but the throw to first, not in time.
Boy, oh boy, he flipped that hand back behind him as he was spinning and got a piece of it. But not in time for Carroll to really grab that ball and throw to first. So Wise is going to beat it out as an infield single. Watch him turn and deflects that ball. Carroll had to stop. Now throw back to first base, and Wise is safe.
Made it a close play, but Wise did beat it out, and now Gordon Beckham, White Sox third baseman. And the first pitch strike.
Young man has stepped up and really had a nice year for him in his rookie season. Drafted just a year ago. and signed as a middle infielder, now playing third base, and really hasn't missed a beat. And it's not that easy to switch positions, especially at the big league level.
In the air, deep center. Crow back. Pulls it down. One away, and that'll send Wise back to first. And it brings up Carlos Quentin. And talk about this Chicago White Sox club, though, and potential changes when you look at the club that started the 2009 season compared to what will potentially start the 2010 season. They've traded Jim Thome away already. Probably will not see Jermaine Dye in a White Sox uniform next year. Paul Konerko is signed through next year.
Well, the White Sox, what they tried to do is get younger and more athletic as the year went on. This year, because Ozzie always felt like they had good power. They can hit home runs. They weren't hitting for average, and they were base to base guys. They were base cloggers. And they were in the hunt, and they made a decision. Let's go. We got to add, because we have a chance to win this Central Division. They added Jake Peavy. They went out and got Alex Rios. They claimed off from Toronto. They owe a ton of money to now. And then their season sort of folded. So, yeah, I think there will be some changes.
1 ball, 1 strike to count here on Carlos Quentin.
Here's a guy that spent much of the year on the disabled list with the foot injury.
Slicing foul out of play.
That guy that was in the middle part of the lineup where once you take him out, you had Thome in there, Konerko, Jermaine Dye. And they got off to a slow start this year, and they were terrible at home.
Yeah, injuries have limited Carlos Quentin to just 335 at-bats. He still managed 19 homers, but just a .236 average. You would have thought that would have been better. Two balls, 2 strikes with a runner at first, 1 out here in inning number 1. Missed outside, full count. Now the payoff pitch. Runner goes, swing and a miss. They got a chance for a double play, and they got him. Nicely done by Jamie Carroll, the second baseman, who took the short hop throw from Marson and tagged out Wise. Asdrubal Cabrera will lead the Indians' bats when we come back. Let's get a look at Eric Wedge's starting lineup for the Tribe, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Quickly, it's Carroll, Cabrera, Chu, Peralta, Hafner, Laporta, Marte, Marson, and Crow. Jamie Carroll looks at a first pitch strike. This guy, John Danks, for Chicago, has been a real road warrior. He is 7-3 on the road for the second consecutive year.
He likes pitching away, doesn't he?
I guess so.
U.S. Cellular.
You look at left-handed pitchers over the last 2 years, their road records, he's one of the best.
Yeah, not too shabby. A big difference in ERA. And 5-1 over his last 12 road starts.
In the air center field, Rios will make the catch. One away.
Let's check out the Sox defense, rated 13th in the league. In the outfield, it's Quinton in left, Rios in center, Wise is in right. Beckham at third, Lillibridge at short, Nix is at second, Fields at first, Flowers behind the plate. John Danks making his 31st start this year. And not a very good record against the Indians in his career. He's gone 1-2 in this ballpark in 4 career starts. 1-5 against the Indians. He's made 1 start this year. It was a loss back on June 5th. But he's got good stuff.
Gordon Beckham from third throws out Asdrubal Cabrera 2 down. Tonight's injury report is brought to you by the attorneys at Friedman, Damiano & Smith. When you're injured, depend on us. Find Friedman, Damiano & Smith online at fdslaw.com. Michael Brantley nursing a sore right ankle. Been out of the lineup last couple of days. And Gavin Floyd bothered by hip inflammation. And, of course, Bobby Jenks shut down for the rest of the year, the White Sox closer. Shin-Soo Choo looks at ball 1. And again, it's off the mark. 2 balls, no strikes. Chu tied for the team lead in home runs with Grady Sizemore. Leads the way in RBIs with 82. 2-1 to count. Breaking ball almost nicked him. 3-1 to count. Danks deals, and Chu with a 1-hopper to second. Nix sets and throws, and the Indians go 1-2-3. No score after an inning of play. fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures, we make seeing the dentist easy. Second inning here at Progressive Field. It'll be Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, and Josh Fields for the White Sox. Aaron Laffey, 7 wins, 7 losses on the year for Cleveland. Misses outside, ball 1. Paul Konerko, in this decade, has done about as much damage against the Indians as any hitter. Konerko has 122 runs batted in against the Indians this decade. That's the 3rd most for any player against a single opponent. Manny Ramirez beat up on some bad Tampa teams early in the decade. He has 126 career ribbies against the Rays. Lance Berkman of the Astros has driven in 133 this decade against Cincinnati. High drive, right center. Crow racing back, giving way to Chu, and the right fielder pulls it down. 1 away. Here's a look at the Alltel Text Bowl question of the game. Our awards poll questions continue, and tonight, who do you think is the American League Comeback Player of the Year? Aaron Hill of Toronto, Victor Martinez now with Boston, David Aardsma out in Seattle, Kenry Morales of the Angels, Russ Brandon in Seattle. Text your answer to 31962. We'll have the results later on. Alex Rios takes a strike. The former Blue Jay
Well, one of those guys that was signed to a long-term deal with the Jays, you know, and it hasn't done very much since being traded over to the Sox, but they are going to be responsible. And this guy was a pretty good player for a while.
Second hit of the night for Chicago is Rios aboard with 1 out.
His ball down. You can see he's a big guy. He's about 6'5", but he likes the ball down. He hits out of the crouch and finds a hole up the middle. Second hit for the Sox.
Josh Fields steps in and looks at a strike. Fields got a September call-up from AAA Charlotte. And a base hit into right field. Rios will stop at second base. And the White Sox have 2 on with 1 out here in inning number 2.
Fields a guy that, you know, he has some power. He will swing and miss a lot, but there's a swing where I'll tell you what, that's the approach he should have. Keep him on the baseball a lot more. Keep him from striking out as much as he does. So that's a good swing to go for a base hit. So back-to-back singles now. Runners on first and second, just 1 out.
You talk about him and his ability to swing and miss. And Aaron Laffey is just what the doctor ordered for a hitter like that, because only Nick Blackburn of the Minnesota Twins has a higher percentage of balls put in play when the hitter swings the bat. Laffey, 49.8% coming in tonight of balls that are swung at or put in play. The only higher is Nick Blackburn of Minnesota. He's a little over 52%.
Well, and Blackburn is right up there with the base hits given up, and there's the 3rd straight here.
They almost waved him. I'm not sure what in the heck happened there at third base. Third base coach Jeff Cox, I never really saw him put the stop or go sign. It looked like he just got in the way of Rios and said, well, I'm not sure if I want to send you or not, but I'm just going to get in your way.
Well, that ball was not hit hard enough to begin with, and Crow was coming in, so he didn't have a far throw. That ball jammed him on Flowers and gets in. He gets it on one hop, so normally if you get a ball like that and Crow is going to throw it all the way in, that's how shallow he was. Well, he was scooting him. He sort of sent him and then tried to grab him by the back pockets.
Yeah, it was kind of like I'm not sure.
That's right. I think he's wise that he held up. Let's put it that way. And I think that was the decision made by Rios.
All right, Jason Nix, bases loaded, 1 out. Looks at a strike. Well, as you've said to me before, if you're a good base runner, you don't need to be told whether to go or stop.
More times than not, you should be able to. You're your own coach. You know the players. You know their arms. You pretty much know. And Rios has been around long enough. Well, right now, Aaron Laffey needs one of his patented double play balls. You say they put a ball in play, 49% of the time. A lot of times when he gets the ground ball and he's on his game with that sinker, he'll get a double play. He has 25. The player's induced into double plays.
Laffey ready with a 1-1. Grounded towards third, just foul. It was close, but on the wrong side of the line if you're Jason Nix.
Oh, yeah, you could see it. Right there, Paul Emmel, right on the call.
See, they're in a rain delay in Detroit.
I did not say, oh, yes, they are. Well, that's where it was coming from, so, you never know around the lake. Hopefully it won't hit here for a while.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the second. Struck him out looking. Boy, Aaron Laffey picked a great time to get a big strikeout, 2 down.
Well, he made a perfect pitch. That's a pitch right there where if you're a hitter, if you swing it, it's probably a ground ball. That is perfect. Down at the knees, outside part of the plate, and Laffey, he didn't swing it, so he gets the strikeout. Great pitch. Now a chance to get out of it.
Brent Lillibridge, the number 9 hitter for Chicago, is the batter. Lillibridge, 11 hits in 77 at-bats on the year. That equates to a 143 average. Little tapper, going to be a tough play. Peralta can't get it cleanly, and the White Sox grab the lead. So you live by the ground ball. Sometimes you die by the ground ball. And the White Sox get a gift run here as Lillibridge gets his first RBI.
Well, not sure if Johnny maybe rushed this a little too much. You got to try and make the play and at least field it cleanly. And if he beats it out, there's nothing you could do. He even goes to the glove. But he never caught it cleanly. I think it went off the heel of the glove. Watch. And then as he's trying to put his throwing hand there, it never gets transferred properly. There it is in the heel, and he never had it. If it gets into the glove, he's got a chance to throw him out. He didn't. It'll go as a base hit, and it'll go as a run scored.
Still loaded, and Dwayne Wise was hit by a pitch, 2-0 Chicago. Just did nick him. The only left-handed hitter in there for Chicago.
Well, a ball that, it sounded like it just got jersey. Just a little of the jersey where it comes out of his pants. Did you hear it right before it hit the glove?
Just hear that little tip.
Yes, indeed. That'll go give him an RBI. It's a 2-run inning. Boy, and he had a chance to get out of it making a perfect pitch. So now that's exactly what Carl Willis is trying to tell him. All right, settle down. You did a good job to that point. You got a tough hitter up here now.
Gordon Beckham, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Lined out hard to center his first time up.
See, this has been Aaron's problem this month and pitching. Over his last 23 innings, almost 24 innings, he's had 55 base runners. So hits, walks. I mean, he had back-to-back games where he'd given up 12 hits.
Up the middle. Backhanded by Carroll. The flip to Cabrera, not in time.
That's right. Wise beat it out. It's, I don't know if Cabrera was there at the base on time because the only guy that had a chance at it was Carroll. There's another infield hit and another run.
3-0 White Sox.
Hard to tell. Check it out. I think Carroll was the only one that had an opportunity at this ball. Went right up the middle. Yeah. So where is Cabrera? Is he at the bag? No. He got beat to the base is what happened. See, he was a little late getting there. And by the time Jamie couldn't get enough on the throw, so it almost threw him a changeup. So it was just a tough situation.
White Sox have batted around. They lead 3-0. Carlos Quentin struck out his first time up. High pop, foul ground, and just does make it way into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, and the bases are still loaded here in the second. An infield hit by Lillibridge drove in the first run. A hit batter by Wise got the second, and then Beckham with another infield hit. Swung on and missed, and the inning is over. White Sox bat around, score 3, leave them loaded. Bottom of the second inning. Johnny Peralta will lead off for the Tribe, and the ball is inside. John Danks set him down 1-2-3 in the first inning.
John Danks, a guy with the fastball. He's got a good cutter into the right hand. There's a curveball, also a changeup. Came over to the Chicago White Sox from the Texas Rangers in that Brandon McCarthy deal.
Shallow left as Lillibridge goes out, the shortstop.
That ball moving. Keep your feet moving, boys.
Boy, he makes the catch, goes to the seat of his pants into the back roll.
Hey, you better keep your feet moving with about, what do we got, 25-mile-an-hour winds or thereabouts. That ball was up there for a while. I mean, he went left, now he's going right, and now he catches it going back. Keep your feet going. Now, this kid's played a little bit of outfield. He's played some infield, and look at Quentin. He's going to say, don't be afraid to help me out and call me off. Really, if the outfielders can get in there on a ball like that, they should today, because it would be a lot easier for them, I would think.
Here's Travis Hafner. Looks at a ball up high. Hafner's hit in his last 3 games, going 5 for 13. Takes the ball down low, 2-0. I mentioned John Danks in the first inning has the 4th best road winning percentage among left-handed pitchers last 2 years at 14-6. Popped him up, foul, back out of play. Number 1 on the list is Jamie Moyer, which doesn't surprise me too much in that, he's still a crafty pitcher.
Yeah.
And Citizens Ballpark is a brutal place to pitch in Philly, so you go on the road, and you feel like you're a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
Second on the list, Cliff Lee, 20-8 on the road in his last 2 years.
Yeah, well, he's been as good as anybody. It really hasn't mattered where Cliff has pitched.
Fields will go to the bag himself, 2 down. Here's our great clip of the game from yesterday. Matt Laporta jumps on a high pitch and hammers it out for his 7th home run of the year. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Laporta has hit in 10 of his last 12 games. Riding a 6-game streak. One ball, one strike. One and two. Matt Laporta made his Major League debut May 3rd in Detroit. The next night in Toronto, it is first Major League home run, accounting for his first big league hit. He went too far, and the inning is over. Indians go 1-2-3, and the White Sox lead it 1-0 after 2 innings of play. We got a big Kiss concert going on across the way.
Yeah, really?
Quick and long. Well, it's not a Raiders game, but it might be an Oakland Raiders game.
That didn't match his Indians jersey. He had the blue and the red and the black and the white.
Paul Konerko leads off the third after he led off the second. White Sox batted around in the second, scoring 3 runs. Nothing into the count. And the 2-strike pitch.
Paul Konerko's been a staple in the middle part of that lineup for quite some time. And you remember it was he and Maglio Ordonez for a while there before Mags went over to Detroit. And he has remained there. They brought in Jermaine Dye. Jim Thome's hit around him. And he continues to put up his numbers.
Bounced wide to third. Konerko became a member of the White Sox for the 1999 season and has been there ever since. And he's been a steady, consistent performer. Saved the one season, and who knows why, but back in 2003, in the middle of really what has been a terrific career, he hit 234.
I remember that.
It's the only blip on the radar for him. Swung on and missed. Aaron Laffey has struck out 4. One down here in the third. Stop by Alvin's Jewelers and check out their Pray for Rain promotion. Here's the deal. You buy your engagement ring at Alvin's Jewelers. If it rains on your wedding day, the engagement ring is free. Log on to alvinsjewelers.com or stop by and get all the details. Caught the outside corner. Alex Rios, who singled and scored, he started all the trouble in the second inning for Aaron Laffey. Weekly hit to short. And Asdrubal Cabrera takes care of it, 2 down.
Well, you can make it the best spring training baseball vacation ever. You book your trip to Goodyear, Arizona for next spring, and you can have a lot of fun. Indians.com/spring travel or call 1-800-892-7687. If you would like information about Goodyear, Arizona, you can go to www.goodyeararizona.gov.
Misses outside, ball 1 to Josh Fields, who singled and scored in the second inning. Two balls, no strikes. Three and 0 the count here on Josh Fields. And he walked him on 4 straight. Interestingly enough, Rick, I was just talking earlier today with Jake Westbrook, who is starting to throw again and anxiously looking forward to getting back to spring training and starting 2010 with a fresh slate. But, you know, he was saying that for sinker ball pitchers, now granted Laffey's left-handed, Jake's a right-hander, but, you know, similar styles in that they're sinker ball pitchers. He said for whatever reason, mechanics are so more important for us. And he said you can get out of whack real quick. And he said that's why you see a lot of 4-pitch walks. You're going along, everything's going fine. And then all of a sudden,
boom,
boom, boom, boom. And he said it just takes you a minute. He said, you know, with more experience, he said, I feel like now I can figure it out after 2 balls in a row to make the proper adjustment. But he said, you know, when you're young and you're learning on the fly, there's just that fine little mechanical adjustment. And sometimes it may take 5-6 pitches before you figure it out.
That's interesting.
Come back to
it would take, you know, sinker ballers maybe longer than a power guy or a big, strong guy that has maybe more motion. These guys seem to be, I would think, a little more compact than what you'd call power pitchers.
Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, and Jake would know because before he started, you know, you look at guys and you call them nibbling, or they're not pitching to contact when they don't hit the strike zone, and that may not always be true then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not that they're nibbling, they just
right. They're young guys. If they get a little mechanically out of whack, then you don't say, "Hey, pitch to contact."
He just struck out Tyler Flowers to end the inning, and all of a sudden, Aaron Laffey's a strikeout machine. He's fanned 5 through 3. And we welcome you back here to Progressive Field, where the White Sox lead the Indians by a score of 3-0. Going to the bottom half of inning number 3. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you here, and joined now by Gary Waters, head coach at Cleveland State University. And basketball's right around the corner. As we wind things down, it's time to tip it up and go get them. Coach Waters, when do you guys go back to work here?
Well, we go October the 16th, actually, and when you look out at the weather, it looks like it's coming sooner, isn't it?
It does indeed. Now, you talk about the off season for you, but in the college game, there really isn't much of an off season. You're busy recruiting. I imagine you don't get much time off.
Well, you really don't, because even during the off season, you're working with your players, and then you have to get out and recruit, as indicated. Then in the summer, you do summer leagues and the camps and all those type of things.
When it comes to recruiting some of your talent, how is there a time frame that you have to go out and recruit players?
Good question.
And when is that now?
Right now.
Is that right? What are you doing here, Coach? I can't play. I'm too old, man.
Well, actually, it goes from around the 7th of September until the 5th of October. That's the contact period. So You're able to go and make contact, go in their homes, meet, and talk to the players you've been recruiting all year.
Not an easy thing to do, is it?
No.
To go out and get kids because, somebody, they don't want to commit, or they do want to commit, or they change their mind, and you're dealing with, 18-year-old kids?
Well, that's exactly right. And then you're dealing with a lot of competitors. I mean, in the state of Ohio, you think about it, it's at least 9 Division I programs here. So, if one player is recruited by one team, all of a sudden now it grows up to 8, 9 different teams.
Now, obviously, we're very proud North Central Ohioans, and we think we've got a great pool of talent here. But where are you drawing from mostly? Is it here, or are you all over the place looking for?
We've been all over the place, but I like to stay here because you want people to come out and watch your team play, and they tend to gravitate toward their own people they've seen and they've grown up with, and we want to do that. We brought in a talent from here, from the city of Cleveland, and he's from Shaker High School, and his name is Anthony Wells, and we expect one day he's going to be a very good player in the program.
Who do you like? I mean, who are your go-to guys this year? Who are the guys that, when you go out and you sell CSU basketball to the fans, who are we going to come watch this year?
Well, you remember last year, if you watched the NCAA, it was a player that played extremely well during this tournament, during the Horizon League tournament, and that was Norris Cole. And Norris is a junior coming back, and he's been elected captain, and he went overseas this summer and they had a chance to travel with a national team. So I think Norris is going to be a pretty good competitor this year for us.
How much did that experience from a year ago, how much will that benefit this year's team?
Well, it's going to benefit it to some degree, but we're dealing with a lot of new players because we've had 5 seniors and then 2 other players we don't have any longer. So we lost 7 players.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like
starting all over again.
Yeah, regroup or rebuild or whatever you want to call it. But I think we're pretty talented. And our goal is to get through this year and play extremely well and be competitive. Then the following year, I think we're going to be very, very good. But, if they sleep on us this year, they better watch out.
Well, so in other words, patience is going to be a virtue for you.
And, I've told people, watch this team in January and February.
Right.
As opposed to December. And,
give them a while to play together and get to know each other, and that's all part of basketball.
But let me say this. The schedule didn't do us any favor because in that early part, they're coming after us.
Yeah.
We play 5 high major programs. We play Kentucky.
Wow.
We'll probably play Virginia. We got West Virginia at home. We go to Ohio State, and we got Kansas State on the road.
That'll make many of you in a hurry.
In a hurry.
Yes, it will.
But with a young group, I think it's going to really mature. I really do.
Well, you're right. Let's go. Let's see what you're made of. But they got to realize, boys, it's going to take a while to compete with these programs.
That's right.
And you're going to have, 4 games on Sports Time Ohio this year, I believe?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we're excited about that because, people really get to see what this team's all about.
Right.
Obviously, there's not much better than college basketball, especially when you get into conference play. Every game seems to have such huge importance heaped upon it. So regardless of what your conference is, what media market you play in, you start getting deep into the season. It gets, and as you talked about, it's great for your young players this year because they're going to mature in a hurry.
That's right, and I tell you won't get any complaints from me about that. I love college basketball, but this is going to be an interesting season. Our league is very, very tough, the Horizon League, and it's a senior league this year. So for these young kids, they're going to get acclimated very quickly. and that's why I think we have to play tough talent in November and December.
Right. What style defense do you like to play, or what style defense are you going to play with the talent that you have?
Very good question, because we're going to change a little bit, and I got 12 players that can play the game this year, as opposed to the team I had last year. I literally only had 7, 8 players. So and some of them were playing in the neighborhood of, say 30, 35 minutes a game.
Right.
So you couldn't just get out and go and press and do it. And we're going to press more and do a lot of those things
I like
this year.
that.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks for stopping by.
Great to be here.
Coach Gary Waters from
Yeah.
Cleveland State University. Right here, it's the White Sox 1 and the Indians nothing. Chicago as we go here to the 4th inning of play. And a special thanks to CSU basketball coach Gary Waters for stopping by. Look forward to the Vikings' upcoming season.
He was just starting to get loose and warming up, and they had to hit that double play.
You can tell there's a guy who not only does he love his job, but he's passionate about his job, passionate about the game of college basketball. And you know those kind of guys, they jump out at you, don't they?
Yeah.
You can see why he's been successful everywhere he's been.
Well, those are some pretty good games early, when you get those programs, Kentucky and West Virginia, and that's not too shabby.
Play Ohio State, yeah, it'll be tested by fire.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tommy Bowe and Cochet over there at some of the games.
There's a fly ball into right field. Shin-Soo Choo makes the catch. 1 down. Time now for our direct energy, bringing the gas sequence.
Well, Aaron Laffey has had the strikeout pitch working tonight. Starts him off with a fastball, strike 1. Reps that breaking ball outside. Got him to ground 1 foul, and bingo. Nailed the corner runner on third base, and it was a great pitch.
Direct energy, simple solutions for your natural gas supply needs. Up the middle, Laffey got a piece of it again. Cabrera, barehand grab, throws on the run, and he got him. 1-6-3 in your scorebook. Laffey slowed it down. Cabrera with a nice barehand pick and throw.
Boy, I'll tell you, sinker ballers like a Westbrook and things like that, this is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. They are aware that ball is a chance to get hit at him all day long. And he finds a way to just knocks it down, and Cabrera's right there. That's the luck of the draw right there. It goes right to one of your fielders.
And Laffey's a guy who does finish pretty much square to home plate, but both times tonight the ball's been hit behind him, so he's just had to kind of throw that glove back there. And he's gotten a piece of it both times.
Well, sinker ball pitchers, boy, they got to field, or they got to land properly, and they're an extra infielder is what they have, because a lot of balls are topped when they pitch.
Wise tops one there.
And there are a lot of balls that get hit right back at him hard, too.
One ball, one strike. Laffey deals. And a foul tip hung on by Marson. And the 1-2 delivery. Missed inside with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to second base. Jamie Carroll fields it cleanly, throws him out. And the White Sox, for the first time tonight, go 1-2-3. But they still lead it 3-0. T&T building here in downtown Cleveland. Jamie Carroll, top of the order here in the 4th inning. John Danks has faced the minimum through the first 3. He has walked 1, struck out 1. Carroll looks at a strike. John Danks, 5 ground ball outs recorded. And a lot of strikes here in the early going. One-two pitch. Hit pretty well center field, but Rios able to glide back and make the catch. 1 down. Let's go back to the STO studios for a Ford Sports update. Here's Al Pulowski.
Matt, Rick, plenty of runs scored in the first inning at Fenway Park. First up, the Blue Jays with 4 in the top half of their part. Lyle Overbay a double scored 2 here to make it 4-0. But then in the bottom half of the first, Kevin Youkilis 2-run homer to make it 4-2. It's still 4-2. They're now in the bottom of the second at Fenway, Red Sox and Jays.
So the Red Sox magic number is 2 to clinch the wild card, correct?
Yeah, they need a win and a Rangers loss to clinch it officially.
I already see where Detroit and Minnesota are postponed, and they will play a day-night doubleheader tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
So that makes it, to me, tougher on Minnesota to have to win, 2 games in a day, really, and they're down 2 games. So
they trail by 2 going in.
They've got to win at least 3 in that 4-game series.
Big bouncer to short. Brett Lillibridge throws out Cabrera. 2 down. Well, hoping the Indians can get that home run stroke going tonight. And we can raise some more money for the Gathering Place. Great Clips donates $50 for every Indians homer. Rick and I are pitching in $5 each. And over $9,400 raised so far. You can make a donation. Log on to touchbycancer.org. Shin-Soo Choo grounded to second his first time up.
Tell you what, John Danks looks very comfortable out there tonight. Looks in a very good rhythm.
Choo fouls it out.
Breaking ball, the cutter seems to be working.
Danks delivers. And Choo with a line drive base hit to left field. He'll take a big turn at first. He'll dig for two. Here's the throw. It's offline, and Choo goes in sliding.
Why not?
With his 38th double of the year.
I like the hustle. I like the hustle because it wasn't hit directly to Quinton. He can get erratic with his throws out in left field, and Choo just challenges him to make a good throw. Nice job of hitting on an 0-2 pitch by Choo. Danks has had 6 0-2, 1-2 counts, but he left this ball up in the strike zone, and Choo goes to left field with it. Easy for him to work it that way. Hustles and gets himself into scoring position, so now the Indians are going to need a 2-out base hit to get on the board.
Now Johnny Peralta popped up to short his first time to the plate. Looks at a ball down low. Peralta smacks one to third, picked by Beckham on the short hop.
Not that easy.
And he throws him out. 4 complete from Progressive Field. It's the White Sox 3 and the Indians nothing. Wireless. Choose who you call for free with My Circle. Any number, any network. On a breezy evening in downtown Cleveland, the White Sox lead at 3-0 as we go to the 5th inning. Gordon Beckham leads off, takes a strike. He drove in a run in the 2nd inning when the White Sox touched Aaron Laffey for all 3 runs. They collected 5 hits and wound up leaving the bases loaded.
Well, and he seemed to settle down there, and he's got much better stuff, and it was a shame because he really had a chance to get out of the inning. Then the infield topper that Peralta couldn't field cleanly, and then he hit a batter and then another infield hit. So he realizes now he's got to buckle down and not give anything up because he's matched up against John Danks, who's pitching very well.
Danks spinning a 1-hitter through 4 innings. One ball, 2 strikes. Tonight after the game, join Jim Donovan and Doug Deacon for the Berea Report. They'll have the latest Browns news out of Berea and look back at yesterday's game against the Ravens. That's the Berea Report tonight after the game. Back to the mound. Laffey with the tapper, flips to first, one away.
Well, visit the official online shop of the Indians at Indians.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic merchandise, including caps, T-shirts, jerseys, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. That's Indians.com.
I was just told that Doug and Jim will not review yesterday's game with the Ravens. Coach Mangini has burned all accounts of the game film from yesterday. Carlos Quentin, a couple of strikeouts so far here in the game. Printed this note out for you.
Good.
For today, on this day, 1952, you were but a wee lad.
I wasn't even born.
Not buying that for a minute.
I'm serious. Do your math.
How old do you think I am? 2-0 pitch. Liner to short, caught by Cabrera, 2 down.
I didn't room with Feller.
Okay. On this day, 1952, Stan the Man Musial makes his last and only Major League pitching appearance, retiring the only batter that he faces.
I'll be darned.
After that one batter, Harvey Haddix comes back to the pitching mound after he went to Musial's spot in the outfield. So they did a switch.
No kidding.
Why, I don't know. I'd love to do a little research on that.
I would too, because Harvey Haddix was a coach here when I played.
That's
and
why I brought
the
it
man
up.
Was,
that was your favorite player.
Yeah.
And Harvey Haddix was a coach when you were playing. That's why I brought that up.
Came in for one hitter. I wonder
Yeah.
why. Maybe Redbird would know.
If he doesn't, he'll have a
He'll
full
do some-
account in about 15 minutes.
He usually does when it comes to the Cardinals or Stan the Man.
2 down, bases empty, and the 0-1 pitch missed outside. Konerko fly to right in the second inning. That started that inning off. And then he struck out to open the third frame. A little bit outside, 2-1. Paul Konerko, of course, became very good friends with Jim Thome, who they shared the middle of that lineup for a number of years together with the White Sox. And ironically, Konerko, who started his career. Did he start with the Reds or the Dodgers? I know he played with the Dodgers. I'm just trying to think here.
He went from the Dodgers to the Reds, and I think from the Reds to the White Sox.
A little bit ironic that he started his career with the Dodgers, and Thome looks like he may finish his career. Although, I suppose there will be teams interested in Jim Thome for next year.
Hard to tell.
Have to be an
Strictly
American
a
League
DH.
club,
Yes,
yeah.
it would. That's the way we're looking at it. If somebody wants to give him a chance to DH and possibly get to 600 home runs, and he's not going to be able to play for what he played for this year, which was a lot of money. So we'll see. If you remember last year, there's a lot of guys that fell by the wayside not signing, that were free agents, and, they just haven't played this year. And I would expect to see more of that this year, the way the economy has gone. I really do. Guys that have been around and can possibly play.
Big bouncer to short. Cabrera throws out Konerko. And all of a sudden, Aaron Laffey has settled in, and he's cut down 7 straight Chicago hitters. Yes,
right.
sir.
Where's Robert at?
Is that the guy we saw in Winterhaven? In Goodyear this year?
Oh, that was
Ellis Burks' buddy.
cousin or something
okay,
like that.
yeah.
But no, that wasn't him.
No?
My man, we're going out afterwards, stopping down on the flats.
You've got fans everywhere. Travis Hafner, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hafner grounded out to first base his first time up. Now the 1-2. Just a bit outside.
I told you I felt like I was at home here tonight, playing in front of crowds like this at the end of the year, and that's where it's fun. You got to make it fun.
Mm-hmm. The 2-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Flowers. Second strikeout for Danks. 1 down here in the 5th. Here's our Subway fresh face of the game. Nick Weglar's at AA Akron. At 16 homers, end of the season, though, on the DL. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. By the way, 3rd strikeout for John Danks.
James.
Chef James is going to be running in the hot dog race coming up. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. We'll try to get some video and play it back. Yeah.
What do you mean he's running? As Chef James?
His daughter's 5th birthday today. She's here watching from one of the suites, and Chef James is going to be in the hot dog race.
Beautiful. I'm picking him to win.
It might be tough to run with that hat, though.
No, I'm picking him to win.
That hat's not aerodynamic. It may cut his time down.
That's not a hat. That's his hairdo. He's related to Marge Simpson.
Oh, Homer. 1-2 the count on Matt Laporta. Struck out his first time up.
What is that, 6th inning?
I believe it is. Pitch is up high. You would think we would know. We've only seen it 100 and how many times?
Yeah, well, we don't see it, really. They run it, I think it's in the 6th inning.
Laporta shatters the bat. Barrow goes flying by the pitcher, Danks. And Nix throws out Laporta, 2 down. Here's a look at the Alltel text poll question of the game once again. The American League Comeback Player of the Year. Is it Aaron Hill of Toronto, Victor Martinez now with Boston, David Ardsma in Seattle, Kenry Morales of the Angels, or Russ Brandon with the Mariners? Text your answer to 31962. We'll have the answer coming up in a little while. Andy Marte out on strikes his first time up. In the air towards center, routine for Rios. Indians go in order. And we'll go to the 6th inning, 3-0 Chicago. I think there's interference on the play. See, I think he was trying to cook the hot dogs. You see, that was the whole part of the shtick there, maybe.
Oh,
In
boy.
any event.
Oh, we got to try it again. That was take one. We got to try it tomorrow night. We got to inform the police officer that he's legit. Let Homer on the field.
He's not wearing a uniform, but he is in the race.
He had his whites on, his home whites.
Ground ball to short. As Drupal Cabrera throws him out. One down. Here's our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. Brent Lillibridge beat one into the ground, reached for an RBI single with the bases loaded and 2 down. Then Dwayne Wise nicked by a pitch, still counts, a run comes in. And then Gordon Beckham. A ground ball up the middle. They can't quite get the force, and another run scores.
Yeah, boy, oh boy, a tough inning.
For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Aaron Laffey misses outside. There's a line drive single into center field, and that snaps a string of 8 in a row set down by Aaron Laffey.
Well, he's been on all 3 times tonight. Well, we would like you to fill the house for the United Way of Greater Cleveland. That'll be on Wednesday, the last home game of the year. It'll wrap up with the White Sox. Every ticket sold, $1 will be donated to the charity. And this season, the community outreach program has raised over $500,000 for local charities.
Here's Tyler Flowers. Singled and scored in the second inning, called out on strikes in the third. Takes a ball down low. Bouncing ball wide of third. Peralta into foul ground and evens the count up at 1-1. Now the set. Toss to first. Aaron Laffey's making only his 18th start of the year. But he's still only allowed 7 home runs for the entire season, which is pretty impressive.
Well, it is. He went quite a period of time in his first 40 innings. Or, excuse me, 5 home runs in his last 40 innings pitched. In his first 72 innings, covering 16 appearances, he only gave up 2 home runs.
Yeah.
You know, at one point there, it was Russell Branyan that had 2 home runs off of him, and he'd only given up 4. So, I mean, he had a string there where he was keeping the ball in the park and keeping the ball on the ground. But that's going to happen. You know, you make a few pitches and you hit them out. It's still, like you say, it's a great total.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Missed inside. Now consider that on this day in 1986, Bert Blyleven gave up 3 homers to the Indians, giving him 49 on the year. 49. That broke the league record at that time that was set by Robin Roberts back in 1956.
Yeah, Robin Roberts.
And the last homer that he gave up was to Jay Bell, who homered on the first pitch he saw.
There's your double play ball.
Inning ending, 6-4-3, twin killer. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 3-0 Chicago. double play, ground ball outs.
Without a doubt, he would be leading this league. He missed a month because of his the oblique muscle, the side, and he went to the bullpen for a while, or he would easily be leading.
Lou Marson walked his first time up. And, you know, for fans who have been kind of tuning in and out all season long, remember, Aaron Laffey went to the bullpen, not because he did anything wrong, but because at that point in time they needed him in the bullpen.
That was struggling mightily.
It wasn't like they demoted him to the pen. They said, hey, this guy might be more valuable to us right now in a pen.
That's exactly right.
And
I mean, he did right. He was doing a good job in the starting role.
Swung on and missed. Marson goes down.
I'll tell you what, John Danks has been lights out.
He's only allowed one hit so far, and he's struck out 4. And we'll go back to the studios for a Ford Sports update. Al has the latest on the Braves' quest to capture the wild card.
Yeah, Matt, the Braves 2.5 games behind the Rocks going into play tonight. And they're up 3-0 on the Florida Marlins here. Chipper Jones, his 18th home run of the season. Braves ahead 3-0. They're now in the bottom of the 5th in Atlanta. Back to you in downtown Cleveland.
All right, thanks, Al. And let's see. I've forgotten already. I know we looked at this earlier.
2.5. If they win tonight, they'd go to 2.
But who's Colorado playing?
Colorado's off tonight.
They
start tomorrow. They could get to 2. They start a home series
Milwaukee
tomorrow against the Brewers.
So this is big for Atlanta.
Well, they came out of nowhere.
The sleeper team.
I'll tell you, who's pitched very well for them in September is Jair Jurgens, the guy that Detroit traded.
2-1 the count on Trevor Crow. Hit into a double play his first time up. Up the middle. Oh, Danks got it with his bare hand. Picks it up, throws him out. And now the question is he all right? Ozzie Guillen got to the top step of the dugout, and he waves him off, says, I'm fine.
He said he's okay. Look at that. That's all right. He stayed right with it. You know, he knocked it right down, and he knew it didn't go far away. Look at this. Hand. I don't know if it went off his forearm. Didn't catch it in the glove, but he gets it.
I think you're right. It may have had him in the forearm. Let's get another look here.
See, watch. Just below the hand, right in there on the wrist, right in that area. I'll tell you what, he wants to stay right out there. He is making it look easy tonight.
Well, when you're a pitcher on a night like this, it's fun.
Well, yeah, he's got everything working, and he's cruising. He's given up one hit. It was an 0-2 base hit to Chew the other way.
He's in that good rhythm that we always talk about. Starting pitchers, when they can get in that rhythm where it's get the ball, rock into the windup, and let it go. I mean, he made 11 pitches in the first, 11 in the second, 16 in the third, then 12 in the fourth, 12 in the fifth.
Well, he's only been out of the stretch twice all game. Once with Chew, and he had the one-out walk to Marson, and he got the double play ball.
And his 11th pitch of this inning is whacked into left field by Jamie Carroll. Second hit of the night. And a 2-out base runner for the Tribe.
There's one. Carroll stayed back nicely on, and that looked like it might have been a cutter coming in. And he didn't quite get it in, so Carroll gets a base hit. Just the second for the Indians.
As Dribble Cabrera 0 for 2 so far tonight. Since 1950, there have only been 4 Cleveland Indians to lead the team in doubles as a shortstop. But it's pretty safe bet that Asdrubal Cabrera is going to become the 5th. He's got 4 more doubles. Make that 3 more doubles than Shin-Soo Choo. Cabrera yanks one toward left field. Quinton on the run. He's there and makes the catch. And the inning is over. 6 complete from Progressive Field. 3-0 Chicago. Offering simple solutions for all your natural gas needs. Visit directenergy.com/GoTribe for details. And by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. Now, the White Sox lead at 3-0, and as we go to the 7th inning, the rain's starting to fall here at Progressive Field. And based on what Rick said earlier about the White Sox, or excuse me, the Tigers and Twins getting rained out.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if it hits, it may stay.
Liner toward center. Crow coming hard. He'll get there and make the head-high catch. And Jason Nix is out number 1. Let's get a look at our All-Care Dental and Dentures Smile and Easy Cam tonight here at Progressive Field. And a special hello to our All-Care friends watching in Elyria. All-Care Dental and Dentures make seeing the dentist easy. Brent Lillibridge, 1 out of 2 on the night. He drove in a run with an infield single in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. Bouncer toward short. Tough play for Cabrera. Off balance throw. Not in time. Boy, terrific defensive effort. And a nice scoop by Andy Marte. But Lillibridge just did beat it out. His 2nd infield hit of the night.
Well, it was a good play on both ends. Not only Cabrera, but on Marte picking it. And he does. He just gets there and beats it out. He couldn't get any more on that throw with his momentum carrying him toward third base. It was a bang-bang play and a nice play.
Brings up Dwayne Wise. Singled his first time up. Hit by a pitch and drove in a run with the bases loaded in that 2nd inning. And then grounded out to second base in the 4th.
Give me a chance to do our birthdays on the pickoff play. Jeannie Petroff of North Ridgeville turning 88. Dottie and Jack Michael of Canton also 88. And Melissa Iacoboni of Pickerington is 25. Happy birthday.
Wise tried to bunt it, but fouls it away.
Well, out of the 8 Chicago hits, 4 have been in the infield.
Yeah.
4 infield hits.
And Laffey was cruising along. 5 of those hits that Rick spoke of came in the 2nd inning. And they just kind of dinked him. But they still count, and they lead at 3-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Friday afternoons on Sports Time Ohio. Join Mike Cairns for the National Institute of Technology Ohio High School Kickoff Show. Mike will preview the weekend of high school football and get you up to date on the Mac Attack STO Power Poll rankings. The Ohio High School Kickoff Show, Friday afternoons at 3:30, only on STO and STO HD.
Jimmy must have released Mike and let him go to football. Got rid of him out of the golf course, huh?
Well, the tour's over. I mean, you know.
Jimmy said, "Okay, look, no." I think the Pro-Am Jimmy had out at Little Mountain about a week or two ago. So he realized it's football season. Mike, see you later. Get out of here.
Got his release.
Yes, he did.
1-2 pitch. Missed inside with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield for Wise. Shallow and around toward left. 2-2. Up high, full count. Aaron Laffey. 91 pitches so far on the night. But other than that second inning, he's pretty much been in command. 3-2 pitch. Runner goes, line toward left. Laporta makes the grab. Back to first in a hurry. Goes Lillibridge, 2 down.
Well, if you love baseball, then why not come on out to the Cleveland Indians Fantasy Camp held in Goodyear, Arizona. It'll be January 16th to the 23rd, an all-inclusive week where you will have a ball. Uniforms, your travel, your food, all taken care of. You mingle with some of the former Indians and really have a great week had by all. Visit Indians.com or you can call 216-420-HITS for information. And you might want to sign up in a hurry because they got to finalize everything here in the near future.
Gordon Beckham 1 out of 3 on the night. Looks at ball 1.
Matter of fact, we had a fantasy camper's son throwing out the first pitch tonight, didn't we? Bobby Voth?
Bobby Voth, yeah. Little Bobby Voth.
Little Bobby. He threw a nice pitch, too. The little
Yes,
left-hander, game set, out of the stretch.
In the air, right center. Crow on the move. Runs it down on the track, and the inning is over. Stretch time here at Progressive Field. It remains Chicago 3, Cleveland nothing. New menu, and that new menu is coming to a Panini's near you. Stay up to date. Visit them online at paninisgrill.com. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Progressive Field. Indians down 3-0. Chu, Peralta, and Hafner against John Danks as the crowd bundles up. Rain falling. Chu looks at a first pitch strike, and there have been a ton of those from John Danks. 48 of his 77 pitches have been for strikes.
Pretty good line right there for Danks, a guy that has not had a whole lot of success in this ballpark or against the Indians.
Chu gets into one deep right field. Wise looking up, and it's gone to the lower deck in right field, and the Indians are on the board. 3-1 our score as Chu gets his 19th home run of the year, and the Indians have a new team leader in home runs.
Well, Chu, how about that? Another 0-2 pitch. Both of his hits, the double and now the home run, have come on 0-2 pitches from John Danks. And maybe just a little too good or a little too much of the plate. This is going to be our Pepsi home run replay. And he drills this pitch. He stayed up and in. They wanted it down away. Flowers was sitting down and away, and Chu just reacted to that ball on the inside part of the plate, and the Indians are on the board. It's 3-1.
Johnny Peralta takes a strike, robbed of a hit his last time up on a terrific play by Gordon Beckham at third.
Chu one homer away from being a 2020 guy.
Peralta ground ball towards second. Nix throws him out, one away. Once again, let's go back to the STO studios for a Ford Sports update. Here's Al with more on the Red Sox and the Blue Jays.
Matt and Rick, the Blue Jays have increased their lead over the Red Sox now here in the top of the fourth inning. Jose Bautista out of Fenway. 2-run home run there, his 9th of the year. 9-3 Blue Jays as they head to the 5th inning in Boston. Back to you.
Trying to make it a little tougher on Boston, aren't
they? Yes, they are. Travis Hafner 0 for 2 steps in. No balls, 2 strikes. If Chu fails to top 22 homers, which, let's face it, would probably be unlikely that he would unless he got really hot here going down the stretch, then his homer total, regardless, will be the lowest for the Indians in a single season since 1983, when Andre Thornton and Gorman Thomas tied for the team lead at 17. Jody Garrett led the team in homers back in 2003 with 22. Bouncing ball towards second. The shortstop, Lillibridge, just coughed it up, couldn't get it cleanly. And Hafner is aboard. I would imagine they'll give an error there.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be an error. That's a play he has to make. I don't know if he comes across it. It's just let's see if the ball does anything. He sort of lays back on it and it just comes up. Never really got it in his glove. And the White Sox, their defense a little shaky anyway. That's their 112th error this year. They are second to last in the league.
That left side of the infield's been tough for them. That's the 26th error by a White Sox shortstop this year.
The only team that has more are the Kansas City Royals. They have one more error.
When you look at the left side of that infield for Chicago, between short and third, they've combined for 53 errors.
And I will say this, though, and in turn for over at third base for Beckham, he's not a normal third baseman. He's just playing it for the very first time at the big league level and has gotten much better. I don't know. I got to check and see how many errors he has.
Laporta turned it loose, chased one in the dirt.
Yeah, he has 14. Beckham has 14 errors. But, you know, that total is going to be up. But Alexei Ramirez has 19, and he's their shortstop.
On 1 pitch, Laporta grounds it toward third. Beckham goes to second one. The relay in time. Inning ending double play. Shin-Soo Choo's team-leading 19th home run of the year has the Indians on the board, but it's 3-1 Chicago through 7.
May not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
3-1 Chicago as we go to the 8th inning here at Progressive Field. Rain continues to fall down. Well, it's not going to fall up, so here's Carlos Quentin 0 for 3. Aaron Laffey closing in on 100 pitches. Activity in the Tribe bullpen. Quentin, couple of strikeouts, lined out to short his last time up. Popped out a play here, 1-1. You see Jose Veras warming in that Tribe pen. Hammered down the left side. And just foul. Made it all the way out onto the home run porch. But on the wrong side of the Walgreens.
Things still rolling around outside the gates.
Somebody went down looking for it.
They're on their way home. They're going to pick it up.
One, two outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Smash to center. Crow jumps up and makes the grab. 1 down.
Well, tomorrow the Indians will take on the White Sox again. It's your chance to win autographed items and other great prizes. The Indians want to say thank you to all the fans for the support throughout the season. So come on out to the ballpark for Fan Appreciation Night. That'll be tomorrow.
One down for Paul Konerko, 0 for 3 tonight. The 100th pitch of the night to Paul Konerko is a little bit low. %60 for strikes. Nothing wrong with that. Boy, close pitch. Didn't get the call. 2-0. Laffey's had 1 bad inning, and that was in the second. And even that one, he had 2 outs and a chance to leave the bases loaded. But a couple infield RBI hits, a hit batter with the bases loaded. all added up to a 3-run inning. And now the White Sox, John Danks, has made it stand up on the other side, yielding only a solo homer to Shin-Soo Choo in the 7th. That's it. Indians have just 3 hits on the night. 3-0 pitch. And that's called a strike.
Oh, yeah, you got to swing the bat here.
Looked like he was kind of squeezing him on some of the early pitches.
Well, he said something in his last at-bat after the first pitch, and it looked like he got, a call go his way later in that at-bat.
Now the 3-1. Fouls it back. Boy, it looks like that wind has really picked up again with the rain falling.
That could be coming around, that lake. You never know. We've been very fortunate, I think, tonight. It's supposed to be hit or miss, and they tell me that once it starts, it's not going to stop. So I think every pitch is a strike.
Here's the payoff pitch. Right back to the screen it goes. You ever have an umpire say that? If it's close, swing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
3-0s, it almost used to be automatic. Get going. Let's go. Swing the bat. Well, it's just the nature. You're here, let's go. Be aggressive. You don't have to wait for something down the middle.
That's outside, though. Ball 4. And a 1-out base runner for Alex Rios. Konerko reaches for the first time. Rios 1 for 3. Laffey over 100 pitches. Could be facing his final hitter of the night right here.
Well, you're probably right, because Fields is 2 for 2 and he was walked once. So Eric, looking at the numbers, looking at the matchups, probably give him a chance to get the ground ball double play and get out of this inning.
Rios not an easy guy to double up because he has good speed. But as Rick said, he will hit a lot of ground balls. So certainly a candidate to hit into a twin killer.
Well, on his base hit tonight, he's actually hit 3 ground balls. The first one went through and found a hole. The second 2 went right to the shortstop. Aaron Laffey, this year, his high in pitches is 113. This will be 108 now.
A little bit high. Don't forget Browns Trips Pack still available. Build your own 3-game ticket plan for under $100. Get your Browns Trips Pack online at clevelandbrowns.com. The 1-1 pitch. Just missed low.
That's the one he wanted him to swing at after straightening him up with that pitch on the inside part of the plate. That miss for 1-1 count. He wanted that pitch there. He wanted him to go after it.
Out of play. We're into the club seat section. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 out here in the 8th. Laffey with a 2-2. Full count. Trying to get it to come back over that outside edge.
See, that's such a good pitch, too, for the left-hander. When you're throwing that sinker down and away, you get to 2 strikes. You throw the slider outside where it's coming in to try and catch the corner.
And the payoff pitch. Runner holds. It's ball 4.
Yeah, that's
Laffey maybe out of gas. He's walked 2 in a row.
You might be right. You might be right. Here comes Wedge.
He's just can't quite locate him the way he was earlier, and that's going to do it for Aaron Laffey. So he'll depart with 2 on, 1 out here in the 8th inning. Jose Veras coming on when we come back. 5 punch-outs, 1 hit batter.
Well, half the hits never left the infield, so 4 out of the 8 hits, infield hits against Laffey tonight, but they all count, and it's a 3-1 ball game, so Vera's trying to keep it right there.
Trying to stay dry and bundled up. There's Aaron Laffey, 112 pitches.
Well, came close. 1 pitch away from his season high.
Barris will face Josh Fields, 2 for 2 and a walk. Out of play, 0-1. This scoreboard update brought to you by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. 1-1 to count. A little bit high, 2-1. You know what? It's hard to believe that today is the anniversary of Game 1 of the 1954 World Series.
What, September, what's it, 28th?
Yeah, between the Indians and the New York Giants. And, of course, the most memorable play of that game and of that entire World Series.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays off the bat of Vic Wirtz.
Yes,
ran
indeed.
down a drive in center field over 460 feet
Yeah.
away.
Well, how many times have you seen that, on highlights? And
Tons. Two-two pitch. Outside, full count. First and second, 1 out, 3-2 pitch. And it's down the line, slicing, out of play, foul. Our final road trip of the year will be to Boston. And today, on this day in 1982, was the first broadcast of Cheers.
Oh, yeah?
Which, of course,
in 82.
Yeah.
Took place in Boston, right?
Based on the fictional character Sam Mayday Malone, who was a fictional Red Sox relief pitcher.
That was great.
It was a
wasn't
good show.
Yes, it was.
3-2 pitch. Bounce towards third. Peralta waits on the big hop. Goes to second, and they get the force there. Looked like Johnny almost had a notion to go to third first.
They called. Did they call it? Wait a minute. Oh, all right. They called timeout. You know what? He could have, because it wasn't hit hard enough to go out for the double play ball. He wasn't going to get it. He topped that ball, and you see he comes in and he stays back and third. No, go to second. Okay, he goes to second. You still have the force play there anyway.
So 2 down. Tyler Flowers, 1 for 3, the batter. Down low. Ball 1 to Flowers. Two balls, no strikes. Runners at the corners for Chicago. White Sox lead at 3-0, trying to snap the Indians' 3-game win streak. Veras with a 2-0. And he missed again. 3 balls, no strikes. Jason Nix, the on-deck man, 0 for 3 tonight. Taking all the way, and it's ball 4. So Jose Veras has walked the bases loaded now. And it will bring up Jason Nix, who is 0 for 3.
Well, it's 3 walks in the inning. 2 by Laffey, now 1 by Veras.
At the knees for a strike. Veras over the outside corner, 0-2. Bases loaded for the White Sox with 2 down here in the 8th inning. And an 0-2 count on Jason Nix. And ball 1 outside. Veras deals. Up high, 2-2.
Well, the one thing with Veras, man, you play defense. It's tough to play behind him. You know, not a lot of swings and balls put in play. There's a lot of balls, and when they do, they swing and miss or they swing and foul it off. There's not a lot put in play. And he's deep into the count with a lot of hitters.
The 2-2. High, full count. So from 0-2 to 3-2, and everybody will be moving on the payoff pitch. And as you said, that defense,
it's killing them. I'm watching them out there. They're kicking the dirt in front of them. They're, it's raining out. Let's go. Get the ball and throw it.
And the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. White Sox leave them loaded, but they still lead it 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Indians will try to get something going against John Danks, who has thrown 64% of his 90 pitches for strikes here tonight.
Yeah, he's been right on. His big problem has been Shin-Soo Choo, who has 2 of the 3 hits, and both those hits coming on 0-2 pitches.
Andy Marte 0 for 2. Lou Marson, Trevor Crow due up for the Tribe. 1-1. Missed up high with it. Since 1995, these two teams have played a lot of close ball games. Over the past 15 years, popped him up on the infield. Whoa, my, what a catch by Fields, who almost did not come up with that cleanly, but he makes the grab. Let's grab the results of the Alltel text poll here. Everybody jumping on the Victor Martinez wagon for comeback player of the year in the American League. Pretty impressive, though, what Aaron Hill has done. Missing all the time he did with the concussion a year ago.
Yes, indeed.
And even Russell Brandon. He had a heck of a year, too. Lou Marson looks at a ball up high. All right, back to this 1995. 240 games these two teams have played over the last 15 years. White Sox have won 120.
No kidding.
Indians
Split?
won 120. Isn't that
Really?
amazing?
Yes, it is.
And a lot of them have been very close.
Yeah, I can see that. No, we play this way against every team in the division, and what the division started in 97 Central Division play, and it seems like that between the Twins and the White Sox and the Tigers, the only and even the Royals play the Indians tough. Even when they're when they're bad, there's always a lot of close games in the Central.
Ground ball foul. 25% of the games played between these two teams over the last 15 years have been decided by 1 run. 25%. That's
one
pretty
out
big
every
chunk.
4. Yes, it is.
And right now you're looking at a 2-run game, so
it won't stay 2. I just got that feeling.
Okay. Lou Marson is out looking, 2 down. 5th strikeout for John Danks. And that'll bring up Trevor Crow, who is 0 for 2. One hopper to second, and Nix had trouble with it, but hangs on and gets him for out number 3. Indians go in order, and we go to the 9th. 3-1 Chicago. It's a 3-1 White Sox lead.
Nice shot, Arch.
Archie's guy's playing cornhole.
Well, he's got to hit the board.
She nailed it. Archie's guy, here he goes.
Oh, boy. Come on.
He's 0 for 2.
Sally, come on, throw it.
Make the board at least.
Embarrassing.
Jensen Lewis for the 45th time this year. 2 up, 4 down, 4.38 ERA. He'll face the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the White Sox lineup. He's walked 24, struck out 58 in almost 62 innings of work. Brent Lillibridge, the number 9 hitter, has 2 hits tonight. Neither one has left the infield. One of them drove in a run. Back in the White Sox 3-run second inning.
Must have got some new crayons.
Up high to Lillibridge. 2 balls, no strikes. I just was happy that Bo came back.
I thought he left us. Yeah, I thought he was strictly football the rest of the year.
2-0 pitch. Missed outside. 3 balls, no strikes. I mean, Jeff Gears, his backup, was settling into a nice rhythm.
Well, he had to come back because Gears, his Monday night is poker night, so he's not playing poker. He didn't want to come back.
He couldn't work tonight no matter what.
No.
Jensen Lewis working here in the 9th. And the 3-1 pitch. Oh, boy, awfully close, and it's called a ball. And the White Sox get their leadoff man aboard. Here's our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game. John Danks.
Without a doubt, the best I've seen him pitch. You know, he does not have a win in September. You got to go back to the end of August. But he's pitched a beauty tonight. The one hit, a home run that left the ballpark off the bat of Shin-Soo Choo.
Dwayne Wise, not showing bunt, takes a strike. Johnny Peralta pinching into third, figuring Wise would bunt here to move Lillibridge into scoring position, thinking Chicago might try to add a run here late to their lead.
Well, you go with this kid. He's one of your best pinch hitters when he's not in the starting lineup, so you let him go, swing the bat, and try and add on.
Runner moving.
There you go.
Base hit into right field, and Lillibridge will be able to go into third standing.
Yeah, he's not going to bunt and give up an out there. He would start the runner with a 2-run lead. It makes perfect sense. 9th inning, he did start the runner, and Wise can handle the bat. As we say, he's their best pinch hitter and always has been. So they have runners at the corners now and a chance to add to a 3-1 lead.
And Gordon Beckham, 1 for 4 with an RBI, steps in. Infield in for the Indians. That's hammered. Deep left center field in the gap. Off the fence. Wise flying around. He got a great jump. He's going to score all the way from first base. And the White Sox add 2 more to their lead. Lead it now 5-1. For Gordon Beckham, his 27th double of the year. His 3rd RBI of the night.
That's just flat out good base running by Dwayne Wise. He knew that ball was in the gap as soon as it left the bat. No problem for him to score. And Jensen Lewis right down the middle, and Beckham jumps all over it. So there's a couple of insurance runs. And for Beckham, he has his 61st, 62nd, and 63rd RBI in this ball game. There goes Wise. Look at not even a play at the plate.
Carlos Quentin, 0 for 4 this evening. Looks at a ball up high. 5 runs on 10 hits now for Chicago. 1 run, 3 hits for the Indians. There's Jess Todd loosening. Ground ball to third. Peralta looks back to runner. Quentin finishes 0 for 5 tonight. One down for Paul Konerko. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. And a fastball strike to Paul Konerko. Konerko, 1 ball, 1 strike. With a runner at second base and 1 out here in the 9th inning. In the air, center field, Crow will play it on a hop. In the third and stopping there is Beckham. Throw came all the way through, gets away from Marson. Runner comes to the plate. He scores. Ball goes by Lewis.
Boy.
And now going to third base will be Paul Konerko.
Oh, boy. First of all, the throw from Trevor Crow, all you have to do is hit your cutoff man because he wasn't coming. So he tries to throw it all the way to home plate, and once it gets by Marson, it gets away and allows the runner to go from first to second. Just hit your cutoff man. And it short hops him. Now the runner scores from third. That's an error. Runner goes to second. That's an error. And now this throw here is another error. Oh, boy. That's ugly.
2 errors on the play, 1 charge to Crow that allows Beckham to score, 1 charge to Marson that allows Konerko to go to third. And that almost went to the backstop, but Marson able to block it, although he took the brunt of that one. And he's going to limp his way back to the mound to try to shake it off. That ball in the dirt. It's right at about the home plate spot, and as Marson
hit the
turned his
umpire or
leg,
something. Was that? Did that come off his knee pad?
he turned his leg and it hit him, looked like on the back heel.
Ouch.
Well, maybe off his ankle, but either way, he's not feeling real good right now.
Well, that was a breaker. That was another run.
Infield in with 1 out, and Rios takes a strike. 1-1 to count. 3 in the second for Chicago. Now 3 here in the 9th to open it up 6-1. They lead it. Ground ball to third. Peralta spins around, throws out Rios. 2 away. And we'll bring Josh Fields to the plate with 2 down on that runner at third base. Outside for ball 1. Two and 0 the count on Josh Fields. Jensen Lewis has walked 1, allowed 3 hits. And a couple errors behind him have not helped. 2-0 delivery. There's a strike. If you hadn't heard, Twins and Tigers were rained out in Detroit. They'll play a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. with only 2 games separating Minnesota from front-running Detroit in the Central Division.
Yeah, they'll end up having to play 4 games in 3 days, and that's assuming that the weather's going to be fine there tomorrow.
I think it still might be a little iffy tomorrow
Well,
based
it could
on
be.
what we've heard.
Yeah, it's supposed to be around here in the morning, but like we say, wait and see.
2-2 pitch up high, full count. Now the set and the payoff pitch. Back to the screen it goes. That ball rolls all the way back out to Lewis.
That's close to coming into your living room.
Carey's able to get out of the way of that one easily.
Oh, Carey dodges that. He's been at it all year long. He's one of the best at bouncing around.
So nimble, cat-like reflexes. The 3-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Marson. Inning over. White Sox get 3. Leave a man stranded. Last chance for the Tribe coming up. 6-1 Chicago. On the left of your screen is Blair Reaney from Sports Time Ohio checking out the Tribe in action tonight. Unfortunately, right now, we're on the short end of this one. White Sox lead by 5, and John Danks has been a dominant pitcher here this evening.
Well, he's going for the complete game, and he has not had one this year. The White Sox only have 3. So he's looking for his first in 2009.
Jamie Carroll, top of the order for the Tribe, looks at a strike. And a lot of that tonight from Danks. This is the 90th career big league start for John Danks, and he does not have a complete game yet.
No kidding.
So, you know he wants it.
Well, you're right. It's that incentive to go back out there and then give me 3 outs. Those extra runs certainly help.
Carroll, high in the air, deep down the left field line, and just foul. That was almost extra bags for Jamie Carroll. Oh, man.
About a foot. Well, Carroll has the only other hit other than Shin-Soo Choo tonight. It's a base hit back in the 6th inning in his last at-bat.
Just a bit outside, 1-2. Ozzie Guillen watching his club try to nail it down, and John Danks rings up Jamie Carroll, and Carroll barking at home plate umpire Todd Tishner all the way back to the dugout. Half dozen strikeouts for Danks. One down here in the ninth.
Well, there's that pitch, and it looked upstairs. You know, normally you don't have to swing at that, but he gives him the call, and Jamie Carroll barking at him saying that ball is not a strike, it's high.
Well, I guess that, players want consistency, and Todd Tishner's been a little inconsistent. Pitch up high, ball one. You're gonna widen that strike zone, make it. That's fine. Make it that way for everybody, and you get no problems.
That's true, and you got to be that way all game. That was a little high.
Ground ball to third. Diving stop by Beckham. Gets up, throws him out. A terrific play by Gordon Beckham.
Wow, that ball looked like it was by him. Look at him smiling. Yeah, I got it for you. Nice play in the hole. Smothers it. Once it goes into the glove, gets up, makes a throw across. 2 down.
And so with 2 down, Shin-Soo Choo, 2 for 3 at the plate. He has doubled and homered tonight for the Indians. One 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed. Danks with a 1-1. Choo rolls it over toward the White Sox dugout. Stay tuned for the Conrad's postgame show. It comes your way after we wrap things up here. And the 1-2 pitch is up high to even the count. And then after the Conrad's postgame show, it's the Berea Report with Jim Donovan and Doug Deacon. The latest from Browns HQ. Check swing. Did he go? He did. Todd Tishner rings him up. And John Danks has his first Major League career complete game in his 90th big league start. He strikes out 7, gives up just 1 run. And the White Sox win it by a final score tonight of 6-1. Danks with the win goes to 13.